It's in our nature to be financially free, to be wealthy, and to be rich. And we have established that having money is not the solution to poverty. Money is not the cure for poverty. It's the state of the mind. A poor man can have money and a rich man can be broke. Welcome to this episode of Unravel, and we continue. And this will be the last episode in our series of the anatomy of poverty. And like we have emphasized over and over again, the objective is not to celebrate or amplify the concept and subject of poverty, but to help us navigate our way out of any kind of poverty, be it financial, relationship, or anything, right? And this is the last episode, but probably I kept this one for the last intentionally. I like this part of it because it addresses a conversation which we may eventually do a podcast about, which is your earnings. So let me just get to it. I think that if you earn money once a month, hear me carefully. If you earn money once a month, you are poor. A poor person is a person who earns money once a month. I am not saying that if you are collecting salary once a month, you are poor. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I like this very episode. And the reason why that clarity is very critical is because a lot of teachers and speakers have spoken against the concept of having a job. And I think that the true objective of that conversation is what we are addressing now. But the texture of their conversation is suggesting that it's an error to be employed. You see? So I've had various conversations like, nobody becomes a millionaire on a job. I've heard that by very important people that I had thought should know better. And these are people that own companies. So what are you saying to the people that work in your company? What are you even saying to the man who is right in front of the camera recording you on that podcast? When you say that, you can never become a millionaire on a job. I watched an interview recently of Dangote, and somebody asked him, do you own a house in the UK? He said, no, he doesn't. He said, but almost all of his directors own buildings in the UK, but he doesn't. So those directors are on a job, but they own properties worth millions of pounds on the job. So what do we say about that? So it means that it's absolute nonsense to suggest that you cannot become a millionaire on a job. In fact, some people have become millionaires only because they are on a job. There are people that work with Dangote, Microsoft, Facebook that may never have become millionaires if they were not aligned with that structure. Do you know what I'm saying? If they had gone to start their own social media, they would never have even had $10,000 to their names. But many of them now are millionaires both in dollars and in other currencies because they are on a job for which they have unlocked possibilities. But that's not even where I'm going. I just want to say this because this idea of the way the Chinese people cook frog or eat frog is to put a frog in cold water and boil it gradually until they kill it in the water. It's just nonsense. My question usually is that any dream that you can execute alone is too small. Any dream you have for which you are the only person required to execute it, that dream is too small. And if we are saying that, it means we are suggesting that to have a dream big enough, you will need people to be on board with you. And many times, those people will be on your employment. Right? So if you're going to employ people, does it mean that you are killing their dreams? If you are saying that having a job is a dream killer, it means that you who have a dream that have given people jobs, you are also a dream killer. That's what it means. So I would rather say that you should never earn once a month. Whether you're on a job or not on a job. And this doesn't This doesn't matter how much you're earning. Whether you're earning 10,000 naira or 10 million naira a month. If you earn only once a month, I'm saying that you are poor. We have established again and again that poverty is not, riches is not the equivalent of volume of money. It's a state of mind. Is that what I've said from the beginning? So if you want to understand this, go and watch the part 1, the part 2, and the part 3 of this series, The Anatomy of Poverty. So if riches is not about the volume of money, we are saying that you can have a lot of money and still be poor. Because poverty or riches is in the state of your mind. Okay? So you can be on a job for which they are paying you 10 million naira a month. If that's the only earning that you have in a month, I'm saying that you are a poor person. Anto, are you following what I'm saying? Yeah. Everyone who aspires for wealth and financial freedom must earn money more than once a month. In spite of your salary, if you are a salary earner. You may be paid 1,000, 10,000, or 1 million. In spite of what they are paying you, you must ensure that within a reasonable time, you have to earn more than once a month. I just feel is laziness and partial stupidity to wait 30 days every month to have earnings. You can't do that. Part of the nature of a rich man is to even be able to earn money while he's sleeping. That should be the goal. That you build a system. Oh my God. You must have a system that doesn't require your presence to excel. Until you have attained that, you are still somehow in a low level of riches or in a high level of poverty. Does that make sense to you? If everything you do requires your active involvement at every time, you are doing something wrong. And if that is true, it simply means that I can be on a job and own a business that requires little of my time, which is running concurrently with my job. I have a job that pays me 50,000 naira a month, save for 1 year, 2 years. I buy a bike, I put it on the streets. I don't have to ride the bike. I put it on hire purchase, and I agree in 2 years' time. I bought this bike 500k. 2 years' time, you pay me 1.5 million naira. I'm not riding the bike. Every evening you send me a text, or every week you give me updates and pay my money to my account. That's all that's required. I'm on the job. But what this does is that you have amplified the potential of your salary. And even though your salary may be a handsome figure, you have created possibilities from that income. And you're not earning far more than your job can afford. And if you do this long enough, you can own 10 bikes in 5 years. So you can do this to a point where you make more money as a person than your employer. You have a job. Some people have jobs in government offices, and the prospects are high. Pension possibilities are there. So I don't leave a job. It's a government job. It's very boring, but I mean, the future is good. By long-term thinking, I like the pension plan. I like all the promotion plan that will come after 10 years. So I want to keep the job. But if I'm earning money on that job once a month, and that earning is my only earning, I'm a very poor man. So the point here is that nobody at a certain stage in their lives should earn money once a month. So let's dig deeper into this. So what I said here is that poor people earn once a month. And I said this, earning capacity always rules over your getting capacity. Yes, let it sink a little bit. Let me like to, in the English of cooking, let me like to simmer. Let me allow that to marinate a little bit. That if you want to progress in life, your earning capacity must always rule over your getting capacity. So the reason why I use those two words carefully is for two reasons. Number one is that even if your salary is an earning, you have to wait every 30 days to get paid, right? And I want to categorize that for the sake of this conversation as what you are getting. But it's an earning in this context. It's an earning. But the capacity you have to earn must obviously supersede what you are getting. That's what I'm saying. You must have a capacity for earning. Because in all logic, that capacity to earn is more important than the value of what you have gotten. That's what I'm saying. Even if what you have gotten is 1 billion naira, I'm saying that 1 billion naira is not what to celebrate. It's your ability to earn in spite of the 1 billion. That is where the real virtue is. Many times, because we don't have earning ability, what is gotten doesn't sustain. You see that now? And we will teach more on this when we begin our management series. Because earning is also a type of management. Management is not just in keeping what is given. It is in sustaining what is given, replenishing what is given, and reproducing what is given. In that context now, you are a manager. Manager is, you see, should I break it down? The master was traveling. He now gave talents to 3 workers. He said, you carry 5. You carry 2. You carry 1. The one with the 5 made it 10. The one with the 4, 2 made it 4. The one with the 1 kept it tight, held it safe, buried it for safety. When the man came back and said, okay, as you gave me back, I hold am, nothing touch am. Because in his mind, he thinks that a good manager is the one that knows how to keep what he gets. And you see, you may not understand the gravity of the man's stupidity until you hear the feedback from the master. He said, you are a lazy and you are a wicked servant. Only because he lacked one thing. What was it? The ability to earn. That's all. That's the whole story there now. The only offense that the man had was his inability to earn beyond what he was given. That's all. And that is the state of poverty. So that story told you that there are 2 categories of people, even though there were 3 people. 2 of them were in the category of rich people. The last person was a poor person. And as we all know, one of the causes for poverty is laziness. But, I said that a poor man is a selfish man. Because whatever he has is just enough for himself. That probably explains why the master called the servant a wicked man. Because it is wickedness to be satisfied with what is enough for only you. It's wickedness. Yes, you have enough for you. You have enough for your rent. You have enough for your children's school fees. But that's all you have. You can't help anybody else. That's wickedness. But the servant thought that he was being prudent. He said that, sir, I know, he told the Oga that I know you are a shrewd man. So I know that nothing can happen to your money. So I kept that. I buried under my house. It's there. And I'm sure when he came, he had not heard a report of the other guys. So he came very joyfully that what you gave me, I managed it. It is here. I didn't lose it. So he thought that because he had not lost what he was given, he should be rewarded. And the master said, you are a lazy, you are a slothful, and you are a wicked servant. Only because he lacked earning capacity. He had the getting capacity, but he didn't have the earning capacity. And he was employed. But the Oga was angry that all you could do was to keep what you got. You couldn't multiply what you got. So that is poverty. To come out of poverty, you must work on your earning capacity. Your earning capacity. And this earning, oh my God. You see, you can marry a woman who genuinely has a character issue. But you have married her. Anto, you can marry a man that has a challenge, but you're already married. You may not be able to change what you got, but you can work on what you earn. If you have the earning wisdom, you can work on what you got to become a desired man by what you are earning in him. Is that making sense to you? So the earning capacity is not just a capacity to multiply money. It is a capacity to produce possibilities from what is available. And if you don't have that mindset, You will always complain about everything you have. My house is too small. My car is too small. My husband is too slow. My children are not learning fast enough. My business is not working. My job is terrible. My boss is wicked. You just stay with what you get. Okay, what are you earning? And life does not reward people for what they get. They don't. It's what you earn. We get the same 24 hours a day. Everybody, that's all you get. Nobody claps for you that you were alive 24 hours. All of us is 24 hours we also have. It's not impressive. The real thing here is, what did you do with your own 24 hours? And that comes into your earning capacity. You must earn. So many people will be privileged to run a company. But I like to say to people that an employee at the end of the month is willing to be paid. An employer at the end of the month is looking for money to pay others. And not everybody is wired for that. And I'll teach this later, that everybody is wired to be an entrepreneur. But not everyone must be the owner of a company. You can become an entrepreneur without having to run a company. You can be in business, be successful in business, be a millionaire in business without having Apeh and Sons Limited. You see what I'm saying, right? Yeah. So the real thing here is that earning capacity always rules over your getting capacity. Number two is that your earning capacity must be propelled by an earning frequency. Is that making sense? So even as you are trying to earn, the next question is, how often are you earning? You see, as you get older, you realize that life is filled with variables. That's why the Bible says that today has enough problem of its own. Because tomorrow you don't know what is waiting for you. So you need to create a system that allows you to earn, but allows you to earn frequently enough. If I make $1 million from the business and I get that only once a year, it's beautiful. I'm grateful for it. But once a year is not good enough. I need to increase not just my earning capacity, I must increase my earning frequency. How often I get earnings is very critical, as much as what I am earning. So I need to earn money, but I need to earn money more frequently. And many times, you may need to build the foundation for this within a span of time. So you may need, let's say, the first 1 year, 2 years, 3 years on a job. Bear in mind that this conversation is going to both people that have a job and those who don't have a job. You see, getting can come from even support. I've seen people who have begged me to give them money to buy a phone. They don't have a job. But they want to buy a phone of 150,000 naira. There's no job. And in some cases, I actually do support them. They may be foolish. I think I'm also foolish. But I support them. And I ask myself, then give him 2 months, he'll come to you again that he has a problem. And I'm wondering, but 2 months ago, you bought a phone of 150,000. If I was ever in that position, God forbid, I would sell that phone for 120,000. I will go and buy Touchlight phone for 30,000. That will be 90K. I promise you, I will find a way to put it. It may be granite, I will sell. It doesn't matter what I'll sell. It can be broom, I will sell. It can be kunu, I will sell. Many years ago, about 12 or 14 years ago, my wife and I, we went for an outreach with Purple Foundation, our foundation. And this was just the same year we got married or the year before we got married. So we went to one interior place, one slum, that's what they call slum. And when we were there, we met a woman. I'm sure Abby, you know the story. This woman is a mother of several children. All she does is to sell kunu. And she said to us that all she needs to buy the kunu ingredient was 2,000 naira, but she didn't even have it. So she goes to collect the kunu things on credit to sell the kunu during their market days. And then when she sells, she goes to pay the credit for the 2,000 naira. So that very day we met her, we give her 20,000. That means we give her 10 times her capital for her business. My point is that if you have 100K, you have too much. What you lack is a brain, no money. Nobody has a money problem. If you've read my book, Problem Power, I began business without capital. Zero capital. Zero capital. I went to collect laptop on credit. Then I go and sell. I'll go back and pay. You don't need money to start any business of this. No. There are 1,000 things you can even begin with zero capital. But some people will still take 100K from their uncle to go and buy phone. 300K to go and buy phone. And they don't have any business, no earning. And they will come back to that uncle 3 months later to say that they have other problems they need help to solve. And they came there with 300K phone in their pockets. Because they lack earning capacity, they lack earning frequency. When you have that culture of earning, you stop seeing money as big or small. If you have that culture of earning, you stop seeing money as big or small. When you have the culture of earning, you see profits in smallness. The things that, so when you say this to a lot of people, they want to say, they want to sell something very cute and nice. Like, I want to sell wig, I'm selling, what now? Women, what do people sell? Shoes, I bring shoes, makeup. Nobody wants to sell small things. Like really small things. And I was saying to someone recently that I'm not just an architect, I'm a carpenter because we make furniture. I said I'm a bread seller because we make bread. I say I'm a food seller because we sell food in the restaurant. But you ask yourself, why would an architect, after 5-6 years in school, go and be selling bread? Of all the things you can do, why bakery? But I've realized what my Igbo brothers have realized many years ago. The real profit is in 2 naira, 3 naira, 1 naira, 2 naira, 3 naira. Just have volume of it, you're okay. Now, I respect my earning more than contracts. You know what I'm saying? Now, I value and honor my earnings now more than contracts. Because it's predictable. All right? Yeah. Your ability to earn is as potent as your frequency to earn. Your ability to earn is as potent as your frequency to earn. What that simply means is that if you have the ability to earn, that ability is just equally as potent as replicating it in multiple places. If you can earn once, you can earn twice. That's what I'm saying. Don't say, I'm just good with selling granules. That's all. If you were able to sell that granules, you can sell recharge card. That potency you have to earn in one place can be easily replicated earning in different structures. So if you have the earning capacity, you automatically have the ability to build your earning frequency. And you see, the way Nigeria is now, I feel sorry for anybody who lacks earning capacity. Because you can't stop inflation. You can't stop it. What you would have done with 5,000 last year, now you need 15,000 to do it. And there's no job that will triple your salary to the measure of the inflation. You see what I'm saying now? Yes. So what do you now do? What do you now do? The only way out, increase your earning ability and increase your earning capacity. Major streams of income and multiple streams of income. So this is what I'm going to cap it up. Every single person should have both. Many times, we emphasize multiple streams of income. And when you make it that general, sometimes your attempt to attain multiple streams of income can kill a major stream of income. Does that make sense? Because we overemphasize that we should all have multiple streams of income, because Apeh said, I must have any frequency. In your attempt to attaining earning frequencies, you may end up killing a mainstream. Everyone in the long run will always have a mainstream from their multiple streams. In some cases, your mainstream will give birth to multiple streams of income. In other cases, you will first have multiple streams of income before you locate which of them is actually your mainstream of income. The point here is to say that you must look out for which of your earnings is your primary stream of income, and then you guard it specially. And this can change across time. It means that I could have a particular business to sell watches. That was my mainstream of income 5 years ago. And then from that business, I have built 4 other companies. Then it could happen that after 5 years, one of those 4 companies that I built from selling wristwatches now has become my mainstream of income. I will now need to find a way to devote more time and focus to that mainstream of income above the wristwatch, even though there's a sentiment and bias that this is how I began. You know what I'm saying now? This is how God beat me up. It was from selling wristwatches. I agree. But now the wristwatch is no longer your mainstream of income. We now have businesses that are doing way, way, way better for us than architecture. So I can't tell you anymore that architecture is my mainstream of income. For many years it was. But right now it isn't. And I know the truth because I am looking for which is the mainstream. So every single year I analyze which of all these businesses, which of all these earnings is my mainstream of income. So first thing about this is that, number one, begin with a stream of income, which will be your first earning, your first getting. That could be a job. That could be a job. When you have established that, then the next thing is to trust God to build other streams of income to increase your earning capacity. And when you do that, when you have 1 or 2 or 3 things, you now begin to look at to see which of these 3, which of these 2 is my mainstream of income. And then if your business is your mainstream of income, then you must invest time to create a structure that keeps that business alive, even if you want to still keep your job. Yes. And the time will come that maybe the business becomes so big that it cannot sustain you keeping a job anymore. Then that's how you now develop exit strategies for leaving a job. That now I built a business. At the point the business is now, the only way to build it to the next level is to be there myself. At that point now you can say, I want to quit a job. And in other cases, you may never need to do that. So you can become a multi-millionaire in your earnings, even on a job. But if you're old enough to get a job, you're old enough to invest in your earning capacity. And then you asked a question before we began the shoot. You said,
you have multiple streams of income, but it's not really enough to, let's say, cater for one's expenses for the month. Is it a bad decision, or what can somebody do?
Yeah, so, which is a very good question. Let's say you've attained to build several streams of income. You now have 3 or 4 of them. But, I mean, all 3 or 4 of them are still not doing so great, right? So, and I said to you, I'll give you an answer. I said, probably you have bad streams of income. Because, you see, you can have multiple streams of income, but all the streams are bad streams. Right? But the only way to discover the nature of the stream is to attempt it. Drink from it. You see what I'm saying? There's a story in the Bible about some people who came to meet the prophet and said that we have a river, but the river is bitter. It's bad water. And then he took a stick, threw it into the river. No, or something like that. Am I correct? No, he said, bring me salt in a bowl. Bring salt in a bowl, and then he poured into the river, and then that became good water. So you can have water. You can have a stream. But it could be bringing forth bad water, right? And like I said about our first two restaurants that we closed down, don't feel like you must keep it alive forever. We said in the last episode that you must know when to shut certain things down. You must know when to have staying power. Fight for what you have seen by foresight and long term. However, sometimes you must also learn when to walk away from a bad idea. Sometimes the idea may be good, but your application and the running of the idea is what is bad. So before you shut down the idea, check your approach on the idea, which is why we said in the last episode that you need insight. Because it may be a good idea, but you are doing it wrongly. What you are trying to sell sells, but your approach to selling is wrong. So that's where you require insight. So you change your approach to what you're trying to sell, right? So that balance is critical. Check the stream. If it's a good stream, then maybe you have not mastered how to fetch water from the stream. Because the stream may be a good stream, but you don't have the wisdom to get the best out of that stream. So sometimes you may need to re-examine your approach to harvesting the stream. Other times it may just be a bad stream. And don't feel bad to walk away while it is still day. Sometimes we go deeper and deeper and deeper into a bad stream till we destroy other streams that we're doing good. All right. So analyze it from two angles. Number one, is it possible that you are doing the right thing the wrong way? You know what I'm saying, right? You are doing the right business, but the wrong way. Or could it be that you are actually in the wrong business? And you are fighting too much to make something work that has no life in it. It's not meant for you. So you just pull out early. Pull out early. Count your losses and move out very quickly. But very important is that you must distinguish which is your mainstream from your multiple streams. And like I said, sometimes you would get to know your mainstream from your multiple streams, and other times you get to know your multiple streams from your mainstream. But nobody who is old enough to earn on a job or in any kind of business should earn once a month. Every business, every investment, every venture should be able to pay you at least more than once a month. Nobody deserves to wait 30 days just to earn money. And this is not to put blame on a job. The problem is not your boss. The problem is that you're not making the most of your time. You're not making the most of your income. And if you're an employer with a business, don't depend on one stream of income. I know I've also heard people say that just do one thing. Just do one thing. Stay on one business. All billionaires have one thing. That's not really true. That's not really true. Maybe in the US, you can make that kind of argument, but those billionaires have shares in 15 other companies. They've bought shares and they're making money from 15 other companies. So you may say, Microsoft is just Microsoft. No, that's not true. That's not true. They probably have shares in 15 other companies that is giving them earnings every single day. All right? And I've said before, and I'll say it maybe in some other episode, that nobody was created to do one thing. Nobody was even designed to be one thing. You are a sister. You are a friend. You are a staff. You are a colleague. You are all of that every single day. So when it comes to business, you are wired for more. You can do more than one thing. Is that correct?
The question is, are we now saying that to increase your earning capacity, you have to keep trying different means of earning? Or how do you increase your earning capacity?
Yeah, so fantastic question. To increase your earning capacity doesn't necessarily mean that you keep trying different kind of businesses. The goal here is to increase capacity to earn. That capacity to earn can be in one stream. And it can even begin from where you work. Let's say you're employed. You can actually be in a place and increase prospects of earning. For example, you who have just asked a question, you're earning more than one place in one company, right? Because you have exerted yourself in a way that you have increased your capacity to earn within one system. Does that make any sense? Yes. We have people on our management who have an incentive percentage of profits on jobs we have done, which is outside their salary. So they are in one system. But in that system, they earn more than once. You see that now? They have increased their capacity to earn, but in one place. You can have a business from which you make 10,000 every month. Before you are quick to changing businesses or increasing the numbers of your business, you can increase your earning capacity within that business. So a business for which you earn 10,000 a month may have the potential of giving you 100,000 a month. So the error here, or the concern here, I beg your pardon, is not that the business lacks potential for more income. Is that you lack the capacity to earn more from that business. So you are already in a good business. You already have an earning capacity in a business. And when we say increase your earning capacity, we're not saying that have 20 businesses. What that could mean could be, yes, you may have multiple streams, 1, 2, or 3. But it also means that you can increase your earning capacity in one business. In the business where you have been making 10,000 a month, you could be making 100,000 a month. In the business where you're making 1 million a month, you could make 10 million a month. In the business where you're making 10 million a month, you could make way more than that only by increasing your earning capacity in that same business. And we have done that from our businesses. There's some business that when we began, we were doing 700,000 a month. Now we are doing 4 million a month. There's some that when we began, we were doing 5 million a month. Now we are doing multiples of that a month. But the same business. The same business. We've tweaked the business. We have enhanced the business. We have enhanced our approach. We have enhanced our structure. We have enhanced and refined our customers. We have even removed some customers. Because sometimes a business is looking bad because you are retaining some bad customers. So you may not need to change the business. You may just have to change your customers. The same business, but focus on the different markets. The same sales, the same thing. But maybe you are just selling to the wrong people. So one of the ways to increase your earning capacity is, let me highlight them. Number 1, improve on your services. Number 2, that also applies to improving on your product. Number 3, improve on your price points. That could mean taking your price higher or bringing it lower. Because people may not be buying enough because the price is too low. And it's possible that people are not buying enough because the price is too high. So an improvement of your pricing doesn't always mean to bring it upward or downward. You may need to know which is suitable for the market. So when we say improve your price, we are not saying increase your price. Price improvement may be a reduction in price. Sometimes you bring your price down low enough to bring them in. When they are in, they are captivated, they are locked in, you take it up. They will stay. You see what I'm saying? So number 1, I said what? Increase your services. Number 2, enhance the product. Number 3, improve on your pricing, upwards or downwards, as the case may be, but ensure that there's profit. Because if you don't have profit, you're in a hobby, right? Number 4, enhance your customer experience. You may have a good product and good service, but you're not creating a good customer experience. So, for example, you place an order for a dress for me to make for you. And I made the dress for you. What you asked me for, I made it. The design. I told you 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, I delivered. What if, in trying to enhance my customer experience, I told you 2 weeks now, but instead of 2 weeks, I give it to you in 10 days. I've increased your experience. Like, wow, 4 days ahead of time. Number 2, what if when I sent you the dress, I sent you a pack of juice with a thank you card? It cost me 3,000. You paid me 200K for the dress. My profit was 40K. So I've not made any loss. Does that make any sense? So profit was 40K. Job was 200K. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I just spent 3,000 to buy you a pack of juice and a thank you card. What do you think will happen next time? You say, that girl makes the best dress. No. I just increased your customer experience. I just improved your customer experience. You come into a room, like a hotel, like this, for example, that, all the right furniture, but has a bad smell. Or you come into a room with the same kind of furniture with a beautiful smell. What have you done? You have increased the customer experience. And many times, customers gravitate more towards the quality of their experience than the quality of your service or product. The way you make them feel is more important to them than what you sold to them. All right? So I'm trying to give you different ways that you can increase your earning capacity. All right? Then maybe number 5, just for the purpose of this question, is correspondence. I'm big on that. Correspondence. Customers always want to hear from you. If you have to delay their products or their delivery, keep talking to them. Even if you're on track, still keep talking to them. Don't wait for them to talk to you first. Keep your customers updated all the time. That is why most people spend billions on adverts. Why do you think they're in your faces? Why do you think that Coca-Cola is in your face? Why do you think that Emirates Airlines? They don't need your money. They are too big already. But they're still making adverts every month, every year, every day. Why is Apple and Samsung always doing adverts? They are trying to stay in touch with you. So don't become too big that customers must always run to you. You never run to them. So keep that communication line open with your customers. These are some of the few ways that you can enhance your earning capacity even in the same business. And maybe let me add one more extra. You can reinvent your service, reinvent your product, whatever that is, reinvent it. So I was saying to our people at the hotel, when we began the hotel, last year, and I was saying to them that there are some few things that I wanted to add to our rooms, but I want to wait for 1 year to come. I don't want to just show everything now. I want to wait. After 1 year, our constant customers will say, you know what I'm saying? So we kept some things intentionally to use to reinvent our experiences with our hotel rooms. So every now and then, it's always good to try to reinvent your product or your services to your customers. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes, no.
This will be our last episode of the anatomy of poverty. And all we've tried to say in these 4 episodes is that we are not designed for poverty. It's in our nature to be financially free, to be wealthy, and to be rich. And we have established that having money is not the solution to poverty. Money is not the cure for poverty. It's the state of the mind. A poor man can have money and a rich man can be broke. So God bless you and see you in the next series.